Hey guys, so I'm Tina Marie J. First of all, just in case it's windy, it's a bit breezy out here, and so I definitely apologize for that. Anyway, so first of all, I just want to tell you guys that I am so freaking grateful for you. Like, after my last video that I did about my depression in my interfaith marriage, I had so many of you guys reach out and say such nice things and make me feel so much better and just made me feel comfort. And even if I don't have all the answers, sometimes it's just nice to have that comfort and that support and that love. And it just amazes me how on a platform like this, like online, with people I've never met face to face ever, could be so comforting and could just make me feel so much better. So I definitely appreciate you guys and thank you so much for that. So for this video, I just want to update you guys a little bit. I know I have not uploaded twice a week. It has been pretty hectic, pretty busy. I've been juggling so many things at once, including things I had to get taken care of with my kids. I'm not trying to make any excuses, but at the same time, I also think that after I made that video, I kind of needed just a little time. Not saying that I would take time away from YouTube because it would be unfair for you guys. And I love doing YouTube videos, so that is not at all my plan. But I think I needed the time to reflect and to just kind of get to know certain things about myself and get to see certain things about myself. And this journey is one that I'm learning a lot from, and not something that's so easy to describe. But I'm sure that some of you who watch the videos who are on the same journey as me, you probably can relate. So a lot of things I say probably resonates with you, whether you're married or not. It's not an easy journey when you are deconverting from Christianity or from any religion for that matter. I have been doing better. I'm not depressed anymore. I didn't allow myself to get that deep into my depression because I have so many things I want to do with myself when it comes to the channel, when it comes to the book that I'm writing, which I'm done with. So now I'm in the editing phase, and I can't say when it's gonna come out yet. It's gonna take some time, but it's been a lot. And so I don't allow myself to get to that point of depression where I don't move and I don't make moves, because then that just takes me deeper into a depression. And I have experience with very deep depression, so I know how I can get if I let it sink me any further. I have so many things that I want to say, and I cannot cover it all in this one video, but some of the things I just want to shed some light on and update you guys on is some of the things that I've learned about myself. I've learned that I have some deep-rooted, I don't want to say issues, but maybe some things I'm holding on to. I don't know if I could really say it's pain, but just things on the inside from my upbringing, from my childhood, from the ICOC, from my relationship, from my past, that it's there and it's surfacing, and I'm seeing now why certain things in my journey is a bit difficult. One of the things that I can say that I realize about myself is my codependency issues, which I think it's safe to say I don't believe that I'm still codependent, but I do deal with codependency, and I am such a giver that sometimes I tend to put other people's needs and other people's emotions and feelings before my own when it comes to those I truly care about, the ones that are closest to me. And so when it comes to leaving religion, those factors really play a role, and it can make it like a tug of war. It's like I want to do my own thing and I want to discover myself, but at the same time I don't want to hurt this person, or I don't want to lose this. You know, it's things like that. And I think that's something that a lot of us could go through, whether we have codependency issues or not. But my issue with codependency, along with my issue with feeling like I need some sort of, what's the word, validity, I need some confirmation that I am enough, that definitely goes back to my past. And so with me leaving Christianity, I'm learning that I kind of have to face my past. I have to face my insecurities when it comes to being enough, when it comes to being worthy, when it comes to being someone of some sort of, not really importance, but just feeling like I'm okay, feeling like I am good, like I'm someone that someone else could be proud of. And I don't want to confuse you guys, but basically when I was younger, I think I mentioned this before, I dealt with feeling like I wasn't good enough. And this goes back to when I was really young, like I'm talking about like elementary school days. Because of my father and my mom's relationship, I dealt with feeling like I'm not enough, and feeling like I have to be good. I have to make sure that people are impressed, that people are amazed by me, because then it gives me some sort of importance. I have to feel like I can be a part of something. And I dealt with feeling like I wasn't enough, and I felt like I just wasn't doing enough, and I felt like I was a mistake, like I shouldn't have been born. I felt like that for a very long time. I don't anymore, but when I was younger, through probably a little bit also through my teen years, I felt that way. And also that feeling like I'm not enough and leaving religion, it brought everything to the surface. Because one thing I realized, which I don't know how the hell I didn't realize this before, but when you, specifically Christianity, I'm sure any other religion, but right now I'm just going to speak from my own experience, which is the Christian religion. When you're a part of it, you know how like you go to church and they're praising God and they're like, oh God, I'm not worthy, I can't do anything without you, dear Lord. Or they say things like, I'm broken, I'm damaged, only you can save me, only you can rescue me. I'm not worthy of your love, I'm not worthy of everything that you bless me with. Things like that. I realized that affected me, and it wasn't just the ICOC, it was all my years of growing up in Christianity. And I'm not blaming it on my mom at all, because the way my mom taught me how to believe when it comes to religion is different from how the ICOC teaches and how other people might teach. So she's not so strict with it, but I'll get into that later or in another video if I don't have the time. But basically, I realized that feeling like I'm not enough and feeling like I'm not worthy, when I left Christianity, the first thing that I had to really face and confront was the question of, okay, how the hell am I going to do this? Because if I've been taught my whole life I can't do this without God, so how in the hell am I going to do it? How am I going to pull this off? And I felt like I wasn't enough for anyone. I wasn't enough for God, and that was because of the ICOC. But when it comes to being enough for me, I never really felt like I was enough for myself. I mean, I never thought about it until you know, after I left the ICOC. Then I was like, wait, am I even enough for me? I mean, I'm here trying to be enough for everyone else. Am I enough for myself? And when it comes to my relationship, before we even got married, I always felt like I wasn't enough in my relationship. My husband used to be very, very like critical of me. This was a long time ago. And at times he could tend to still be a little critical. He is human. I'm not perfect neither. I do things as well. But the fact that he has this critical nature, which he's worked on and he's gotten better with, it's affected me a lot, because I already deal with feeling like I'm not enough from my childhood. So when I had left religion and left the ICOC, I was told by many people that I can't do anything without God, and that I'm no longer a part of God. I'm no longer a part of that life. Therefore, I don't know what I'm talking about. My opinions don't matter. Whatever I say is not valid. It doesn't matter. And then they bring up scripture, which I freaking forgot what scripture it was, that they use from the Bible, where they speak about like how if you're not with God, then you're against God and all that stuff. And so I do deal with a lot of those type of things. And just basically, like, I had to learn for myself that I had to be enough for me. And I think that that's one of the reasons why I left religion in the first place, is because of the fact that I don't feel like I should have to keep saying I'm not worthy. I don't understand why I have to take the blame for Jesus dying on the cross. I felt when I first decided to leave religion that it wasn't my fault that Jesus died on the cross, because I wasn't there when whatever went down. And so for me to continue to go to church and to say to myself, I'm not worthy, dear Lord, I'm not worthy, I'm not enough, or I'm not enough without you, or I'm nothing without you. I couldn't do that, because I was just like, well, why should I have to talk down to myself and make myself feel like crap just because Jesus died on the cross like a gazillion years ago and I wasn't even there? I don't know what happened. So that was basically one of my breaking points when I did decide to leave Christianity. That was one of the things I started to really think about. And also, I realized over these past couple of weeks, especially since the last time I made that video, that I am not broken and I'm not damaged. None of us are perfect, because even when you are a part of Christianity, you still go through crap. Like, you still go through stuff, and you still have things that you hold on to. You still have pain, you still have hurt, as you're a human. I've never ever came across anyone in my entire life who didn't have something that bothered them, something they was going through, even if it wasn't as severe as maybe what I have gone through in my life, or what the next person gone through in their life. It's still a pain. So can I say to that person, you're damaged, you're broken, you need saving? I learned that, or I'm learning, I should say, that I need to basically learn how to just love myself, and how to just accept myself, and how to just say, you know what, okay, fine. If Christians want to say to me, you know, your opinions and what you have to say doesn't matter because you're not of God, you're not a part of God, then fine, you know, so be it. But I need to no longer feel the need to seek any kind of validation from anyone else, and that includes my relationship. I cannot seek validation. I know that it's something that it's like ingrained in me because of the fact that I did grow up in a religious household my entire life. So it's something that's ingrained in me, that I was taught that I have to be saved, I have to get to heaven, I have to do what God says to do and read the Bible, and I cannot look anywhere else. I can only focus on God, focus on God. And so because that's so ingrained in me, this is something that takes time to get out my system, because I don't want that thought process in my mind anymore, because that is what causes me to become damaged and broken. If that's the case, then I'm damaged and broken because of the things I was taught and listened to growing up, or going to the ICOC. I'm not saying that every religious person or every Christian out there is broken and damaged because they're listening to what their preacher is saying. That's not at all what I'm saying. I'm just saying that for me specifically, I just feel like I need to know how to like take care of myself, and how to be able to just like trust myself without feeling like I need someone else just because they're carrying around the Bible. Doesn't mean that they are any more valid or any more worthier or any more true than I am, just because they have a Bible and a cross and I don't, just because they believe and I don't. And I also noticed that line YouTube teaches you a lot. It's funny because when you have a YouTube channel, you learn a lot just by the people that comment. And I try not to take it personal. Now I'm actually learning from a lot of the people that comment. One of the things I definitely learned is that there are some really messed up Christians out there, and they can say things in the most loving way possible, but it's crappy. And I've had people say things like, well, you don't use scripture and you're going off of your own experience, and you know what, you're not a part of God, so God isn't a part of you, so what you have to say really doesn't matter. And you know, like as if I can't be listened to, like as if what I feel and what I say is worth anything less than them just because I'm agnostic and they're a Christian. And so that's the thing that like I'm learning a lot more now too, is that I'm not saying that all Christians are like that, but a lot of them, it's like you have to be a part of this kind of like a group. Like you have to be a part, and if you're not a part of it, then you're against it. And I know my husband thinks that way too. I mean, he said to me before, you know, you're not with God, you're against God. But like I'm learning that I don't have to take so personal everything that he says or everything that other people say, or especially on YouTube. Instead, I learn from it, and I think, why does this person think this way? Why does religion cause people to think this way? Also, since I've been reading the Bible, I'm seeing like there are a lot of reasons why they do think that way. All you gotta do is go to the Bible and read what it says, and it's like, oh crap, no wonder so many of them think they're so much more special than you are, because what they read, they really take it to their head. Like they take it very literal. Let me see, what else when it comes to my relationship, we're doing better. Like we are. We've been spending a lot more time together. It's very difficult with his work schedule to spend a lot of dedicated time together, but we're spending a lot of time together. A lot of you guys have been giving me advice, and I've been taking everyone's advice and just kind of, this has been good advice, and just putting it in a mixing bowl and just taking out from it, and it's been working. So far, like we're doing good. Like I'm not gonna say like we're perfect. I think that when you have a journey like this where one spouse is still a believer and the other spouse is no longer a believer, it can be tricky, and it's a very long journey, a long process. It's gonna be good days, it's gonna be bad days, but what's working for us is I try so hard to stay away from talking about religious things. We are just trying to spend more time focusing on just each other and taking from each other. So if you're with someone who is a believer and you're not a believer, try to focus on what can we focus on that has nothing to do with religion. Like try to focus on what you both have in common, or you know, spending time together. What do you like or love, I should say, about your spouse that you've always loved about them, aside from the fact that they're religious, or vice versa, maybe they're not religious. My husband is trying very hard. I can see him trying, and I understand it's really difficult, and sometimes he slips up and he says things that are very religious and very maybe mean, but he always comes back and he's like, you know, I apologize for what I said. I know that was messed up. I accept it, you know, because I know he's going through it too. But we just have been focusing on each other and trying to spend a lot of time with each other. Sometimes people ask me, oh, do you think you guys are gonna make it? I've had people say, oh, I don't think you guys are gonna make it. I've had other people say, oh, I really hope you guys do make it. I don't know if we are. No one knows. But I don't really focus so much on like, are we gonna make it? I focus more on the now, because that is what I'm about. Ever since I left Christianity, I focus on the now. I'm not trying to focus on the future. Of course, it would be nice if we could make it, but at the same time, I know that if we don't, I'm gonna be fine, he's gonna be fine. But I cannot sacrifice who I truly am and decide to pretend to be someone I'm not just to hold on to someone I love. I can't, the same way that he can't pretend to be someone that he's not just to love me and just to stick it out, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, so that's pretty much how everything's been going. I've just been learning so much, and I've been, oh my gosh, my thoughts, it's like I have so many thoughts and I can't even put it all in this video because I'm looking at the time already in the video, and it's just so much stuff. But I just really have to thank you guys. Like, I am really happy that you guys have reached out, and I'm happy that you guys have been there for me. You have no idea how much I appreciate it. And I'm gonna continue to update you guys, of course. Like, this is a part of my journey, and I'm so happy that I'm able to share it with you, because honestly, I don't have anyone else to share it with. I don't have anyone else I'm close to who will understand, because most of the people I know are religious themselves or religious in some sort of way, and some people just don't get it, you know. And I don't really know anyone else who is in my particular spot, and I'm so grateful to have met here people who are in my exact same spot and who totally understand and get where I'm coming from. Yeah, so that's about it. So I will get back to doing my regular videos again for you guys, but I like this too, when I could just like talk to you guys and tell you what's going on, because it's like I'm releasing everything, and I hope that it helps someone out there who may be going through the same thing. Just know that if you left religion, you're not broken, and you don't have to tell yourself that you're unworthy, and you don't have to believe that you can't do anything unless God is there. I know that a lot of Christians will hate that I say that, and they'll probably say I'm steering people away from God, and that's not at all what I'm trying to do. But to be independent and to feel like you can finally do something makes you stronger, and it makes you realize like, okay, I'm not as weak as I thought I was. And I think that's what it was with my religion. It was keeping me feeling weak, and it was keeping me down. So when I finally left it, I didn't know what the hell to do with myself, and I was just like, how am I gonna get through life without my religion? And now I'm learning how to get through life without it. And so being in a relationship with someone who doesn't believe that you can get through life without Christianity, that is very, very tricky, and that's the sticky part of it all. But it's something that you could get through, whether you get through it alone or you get through it together. So I am out of here. Thank you for watching. I love you guys all so much. All the links are gonna be down below in the description box. My email, my website, and everything else that I put, whatever, just go down there. Love you guys all so much. See you later.